Morning, all you perfect people. It's Monday morning, March 19th. It's about just a little after 7 o'clock, and I'm just packing up my bag to get ready to hit the trail. I have a shuttle showing up at 8, so it's just enough time to grab a little bit of breakfast and get myself out the door. Should take about 20 minutes or so to get to the trailhead, and then we're off. Not quite sure how far I'm going to do today, but we are going to pass the North Carolina-Georgia border. So that's a great first milestone to this journey. Looks like it's going to be pretty wet, actually pretty wet for the next 2 or 3 days, and then maybe a little bit of snow kind of mid to late week. So we'll see how much filming we actually get, but in the interim, we'll try to take you along as we experience it anyway. Welcome to my Hikification. So we started today at Dix Creek Gap, just at mile 69. Looks like we've got a pretty big day, some good uphills, starting with Bull Gap at mile 73. And then moving forward, we have Asnob, which is a nice steep climb. Nothing too big though. Then we continue going forward till about mile 77.9, where we actually hit North Carolina. Shark Top's the next big jump, followed by Sassafras Gap, with the goal to end the day at Standing Indian Shelter, which will give us 17 miles for the day. Here we are, just dropped off at Dix Creek Gap by a wonderful shuttle driver named Sally. She lives very close in the area, very friendly, personable, also distilling a lot of information on the kind of local trail, weather, etc. So appreciate the ride, Sally, if you're watching. Heading out, ready to kind of get walking again. Appreciate that day off, but I'm ready to put some miles on. Time to get this day underway. Let's get her started. First white blaze for Monday. If we make good time today, we may actually try to stay in a shelter. I'm not so worried about the rain coming in, but there is reference to a little bit of hail. I'm not sure how my hammock would, or tarp at least over the hammock, would hold up to hail. Anyway, we'll see. Game time decision. Catch you up there. Just wanted to stop for a minute. Not because the views are particularly impressive, but I came over that last little hill. You hear the bird chirping in the background. The creek slowly trickling. Just a really peaceful moment I thought I'd share. First view of the day. Granted, they're through the trees, but this time of year you can see for miles. So just finished the first bigger climb of the day coming out of Dix Creek Gap. Probably about 3 miles or so in. It's about 10 o'clock. And I'm feeling pretty strong. I think that rest day really helped. So far so good. The knee seems to be holding up. You know, you're tired climbing any mountain, but that's just a given. We're just at, I think it's called Bull Gap, the first rise. With the next mountain, I'm going to call it Asnob. Sun's starting to peek out. Seems I get pretty lucky when I get to the top of these climbs. The clouds tend to break away and give me a little bit of a view. A little bit hazy, but it's a view nonetheless. So yeah, I'm feeling good. I think a really good night's sleep last night helped. It's actually been the first really sound 6 to 8 hour sleep I've had so far. I didn't actually touch base on it on my chin wag yesterday, but I would say one of the challenges I've had is actually sleep. And it's not the hammock, because the hammock's been really comfortable. It's just kind of getting my sleep cycles aligned, I guess. I tend to fall off around 9-ish, and I get down pretty easily. But come 12, 1 o'clock, I wake up and I'm wide awake. And I'm wide awake for a good, say, 2-3 hours, just tossing and turning a little bit. And then finally I doze off and I get about 2 hours before I wake up around, I'm gonna say 6:30-ish. And that's been pretty consistent since the start. I thought as I would get more tired from these longer days that would dissipate, but so far it hasn't. So last night in the hotel room was the first full night's sleep, so maybe that's a sign of better things to come. Speaking of better things to come, that's pretty impressive. I think today should be a series of gentle ups and downs, nothing too strenuous, so we'll see. Maybe push 16. See you in a bit. This last section of Georgia is a little weird or a bit surreal. As you can see, the damage done from the fires that rolled through a couple years back. A lot of black husks on the trees, quite a few that are burnt down, but it does look like the forest is jumping back to life with a lot of new samplings. It does just register, though, the devastation that those forest fires can do to an area. I can only imagine what it looked like last year or immediately after. You see the wide path as well as the ground, all charcoal. Must have just blazed right over top of this mountain. Here we are at Blue Ridge Gap. Just under 6 miles for the day. come approaching the Georgia-North Carolina border, one state down. Thank you, Georgia. You've been a stellar host. So at a mile 79, it's a big climb coming up a Bly Gap. Still got a little bit of a climb left and a little downhill and one more climb. I'm sure generally this would be some spectacular views, but today we are completely socked in and getting poured on. So I'm probably going to put you guys away for the rest of the day, sort of something film-worthy jumping out. We'll catch you a little bit later. We're just about to come into Deep Gap. Back in the day, it's about 3:30, 4. The rain has finally subsided, but still is, well, overcast and socked in. Got about, say about half a mile to a mile left to Standing Indian Shelter, which is my goal for this evening. So it's been a pretty big day, about just under 17 miles, and these last couple have been tough. So I'm ready to call it a day. We got our last water, and then we'll go forward. So I didn't get a chance to do the wrap up yesterday. Quite a storm came through, and I ended up sleeping in the shelter. There were a few tornado warnings, hail warnings, so figured just better safe than sorry. Shelter was a bit crowded, so not the most conducive to spend a little time on the vlog. So anyway, yesterday was a big day. Did just shy of 17 miles from Dix Creek Gap to Standing Indian Shelter. The morning started off really well. Say the first 7-8 miles was feeling really powerful. That rest day helped out a lot. And then we had the momentous event of crossing over from Georgia into North Carolina. And literally, maybe 30 seconds later, the skies opened up and North Carolina gave us the official welcome. It rained and poured for probably the next 3 hours or so. So, needless to say, you didn't get much video during that period. Coming out of Bly Gap was probably the biggest climb of the day, and not horrendous as far as steepness, but it was one of those that just went on and on and on. So combine that with the rain, it was a tough afternoon. But all told, first day in North Carolina, 1 state down, 13 to go. We'll catch you guys, well, I guess it's today. But we'll start the next video as we should appropriately.